From the stables of Acid the Hot of Wazobia TV is the political man himself, Mr. Ezugo Chukwudi. Now, he's a genius, a political metamorphosed, I don't know what to say, literate. He has the lingua franca of the legends. That's how he speaks. Put your hands together for my analytical political maestro, Mr. Ezugo Chukwudi. Hey! Jam me for him.
Thank you very much.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Very, very good.
Now, I must say this. He was one of those people who interviewed our Vice President, President Osinbajo. How was that? How was that?
Well, it was a wonderful experience.
Yes.
I actually, I think somebody just told me it's possible to get in touch with him and ask him a couple of questions. You know, Wazobia is very, very dynamic. It's the language of the grassroots.
Okay.
So I was able to convince his people, one Mr. Bank Olemo, that it would really be nice having the prof answer certain questions in the pidgin English.
And he obliged?
Well, prof obliged, but they had their reservations at first. They were like, no, pidgin English, what if he cannot express himself in the pidgin English? And I'm like, okay, a lot of people have gone around, you know, saying this about President Muhammadu Buhari then, and even the vice presidential candidate and the All Progressives Congress as a political party. If you want to convince my grandfather, who has a voter's card and who does not understand perhaps the English language,
how do you do it?
Convince him that, you know, many of you know, the information that have gone around are false. How do you do that? So we went back and forth. The emails were, you know, trust me now. I was able
the political.
Yeah, I was able to convince them, and eventually it was a wonderful experience. You know, I asked very salient questions, and I was able to provide
good answers.
Very good answers.
He's a very, very intelligent man.
Very, very intelligent man, and I must say that Nigeria is very, very
blessed to have a vice president.
Blessed to have a vice president that is so intelligent.
Now, we brought you here for this reason. Simple. Now, recently we hear that some things happened in 2 weeks ago, firing of some people.
Yeah.
And after they fired some people, our president traveled to Washington, D.C. He's right there now.
Yes.
And we suspect, now this is just rumors in the air, that the American government have some things they want to share with him.
A lot of important issues,
which includes our security,
the economy,
and the LGBT innuendos. Now, today's topic, today's conversation is, what are the negatives and the positives of having Buhari in the White House as we speak? Now, you can join the conversation with the numbers on the screen. So right now, they'll flash. So call in and say the positives and the negatives of Mr. Buhari in the White House. Please be careful of how you talk to them. Don't arrest me after the show. You understand? Don't say things that will arrest me. Just be wise. You get it? Now, my man, so what do you think? Let's go security first. Security.
Well, you know, for quite some time now, we've battled the insurgency in the northeast of the country. And, you know, we've gotten to a point where we need high-level military intelligence.
But let me hold that thought. Now, as a political man, we heard that Buhari's promise was that when he comes in 4 weeks, he will flush it out. That was the promise.
Yeah. Well, in truth, we cannot say that was the promise of President Muhammadu Buhari.
So what was the promise?
Well, coming from people who surrounded him or people who, you know, had this much faith in, you know, President Muhammadu Buhari as someone who would rise up and step up to the plate and, you know, rid the country of insurgency.
Yeah.
A lot of people came up with different projections. Oh, in 2 weeks, in 6 months. But I am very certain that he never mentioned that we were going to flush out, you know, the insurgents in a particular period of time. Judging by certain comments he made, even on the day he took the oath of office and the oath of allegiance, he vowed that
he will do his best.
The Boko Haram insurgents will feel the collective might of the Nigerian people. See, America has been battling terrorism for years. It took them over a decade to get Osama bin Laden. Look at the Islamic State now, you know, growing from strength to strength. The United States security forces have, through coordinated attacks, tried to beat back their advancement. But you know, they are growing. Okay. But, you know, the battle is like, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. When we look at the way and manner, these insurgents have operated in Nigeria, you would see that we have made considerable progress. At some point, they took over, they claimed territories. They had like 14 local governments out of the 774, which in warfare is very massive. You understand? When you claim territories in a country where you have defined geographical boundaries.
So they've been pushing, huh?
We have pushed them out. We have restricted their activities to only the Sambisa forest.
And that vicinity.
And you would notice that, in their mode of operation has become different now. They have infiltrated society, suicide attacks.
So he's working, huh?
Yes, definitely.
So if a political weatherman, the forecast man of politics say that he's working, we say he's working.
Well, it's not for me to say, it's for Nigerians to see and know.
But
that he's doing well.
Nigerians are suspicious about the LGBT. Let's openly the LGBT issue. So and you are informed because you were telling me backstage that the Secretary of State.
Yeah, the American Assistant Secretary of State for African Affairs, Linda Thomas-Greenfield, was very, very vocal.
Yes.
While speaking to journalists in Washington, D.C. via web chat, she stated categorically that, the United States of America would compel President Muhammadu Buhari to ensure and guarantee the rights of the LGBT community. You would also remember that, in a landmark ruling in Nigeria, not ruling per se.
Yeah.
The bill was passed by the National Assembly.
And it was how many years?
14 years.
Good.
For people who indulge in this.
Poppy, do you know that it's 14 years?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
For people who indulge in this reckless, in quotes, act. But also, on the 26th of June.
We have a phone call. Mr. James, hello.
Yeah, Dr. Foy, how are you doing?
Fantastic. How you doing?
I'm good. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Chukwudi.
Good evening, Mr. James.
Now, Mr. James.
Yes.
Now, what do you think are the positives and negatives from this visit for Buhari? What do you think?
Okay, the positive is that we're going to have a better relationship. Nigeria is going to have a better image.
Think so?
Yeah, very true.
On the global point.
Okay.
And the negative is that, the big brother, big Sam, that's the U.S.
Okay.
They don't ever do something for any country without having something they want in return.
Yeah.
So I think that's the negative, and our president should be vocal enough not to give in into any negative that's going to affect, his people. So he should stand strong and not. And yeah, we can give out something, but not something that is going to affect us and cost us, too much more than we gain.
So, Mr. James, what do you think we can give? What do you think? What should be our compromise? If you're President Buhari, what do you think you would say?
Well, I think the best compromise we can give in is intellect, exchange of intellect. We have beautiful people in Nigeria. We have people who have gone very far in academics and other areas of endeavor. So I think that should be the only compromise we can make. But in terms of other things, them intruding in our lifestyle and some other things, it should be a no-no area for them.
Okay, so thank you, James. We have another call. Mr. Ali, how you doing, sir? Hello, sir.
Hello.
How you doing? Good evening.
Fine.
How you doing,
Good
Ali?
evening.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
How was
I'm
Salah?
fine.
How was Salah?
Salah is fine.
Okay. Now, Mr. Chukwudi, Mr. Aliyu, what do you think about the visits to America? What do you think?
Well, I think the visit to America is in order.
Okay.
Because I think we need foreign help.
Okay.
And I don't think we can deal with this issue. We have already tried, and I don't think we can deal with this insurgency issue alone.
Okay. But see, Mr. Aliyu, do you think that we would compromise with our LGBT rights, with our concept of, what do you think?
I don't think so. I don't think Buhari would do that. Buhari, I know, I don't think he will compromise.
Okay, but then, wait. Mr. Aliyu, the Buhari also needs help from his big brother. Mr. Aliyu, what if the batter is, don't make it legal, but remove the 14 years? Should it do that?
Well, I don't think we should. I don't think even his religion forbids it. And I don't think Buhari, from the problem they have, I don't think Buhari will bring that kind of problem now. He doesn't need that problem. So I don't think he will agree to utilize legalize it.
Okay. Thank you,
Yeah.
Mr. Aliyu. Thank you
Thank
very
you
much.
very much.
God bless you. Now, Oga Boss,
Yeah.
what do you think? What do you suspect would happen?
Well, like I said, the envoy of the United States of America was really very, very open.
Yes.
She stated categorically that they were going to try to compel President Muhammadu Buhari to ensure that the rights of the LGBT community in Nigeria, that we guarantee their rights and allow them to express themselves. But like Mr. Aliyu from Kaduna said, his religion does not accept that. We pride ourselves as a people that are very morally upright.
And cultural.
And
Yeah.
it is against popular norm and culture
In Africa.
Specifically Nigeria. But then again, like you said the big brother wants something.
Yes.
Now we're getting to the point where it's no longer an asymmetrical relationship where you have your hand underneath where you just receive.
Yeah.
Now remember that the Boko Haram insurgents pledged allegiance to the Islamic State.
Yeah.
And in fact, they transformed or metamorphosed into the Islamic State of West Africa. So right about now, America has a lot of things to worry about. One of which is to curb the spread of terrorism, especially in Nigeria.
Because of what's at stake.
Because if we have like the crisis that they have in Yemen or in Syria or in Libya, it is going to create a very big crisis.
Economic, yes,
human. Because you're looking at a country of over 200 million people.
Yeah.
What country will be able, or which country will be able, or which countries will be able to deal with, the refugee problems that we're going to have?
Okay.
So I think that President Muhammadu Buhari, with his years of experience in dealing with so many people, would know how to go about it.
Hello, sir.
Yeah,
Good evening, Mr. Igwe.
evening, my brother.
How are you, sir?
I'm fine, sir.
Now, what do you think? What do you think will be the exchange? Do you think the LGBT thing will work? What do you think?
If I think what?
Do you think that the lesbian gay agenda, he will buy into it, the president? What do you think?
Hello, I didn't get you. Just come back again.
Now, he's in America right now, our president, yes? And they are saying that they want simpler linear measures on the LGBT issues. What do you think? Do you think Oga Buhari will accept those measures? What do you think?
Well, I think he will do very well.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think he will do well. I believe he will do well.
Okay.
I believe he will do well.
Okay.
And based on his kind of person, I believe he wouldn't compromise with the US and all that.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Igwe. Thank you very much.
It's very great that we have that a lot of Nigerians
Believe in his
the
integrity
personality of the president and his integrity, and they believe he's a man of his words. And I do not think that you would force anyone. People are going about the whole visit and saying, oh, we had it coming for 2 weeks, because the president was hosted, or the president specially hosted at the Blair House. The Blair House is like the guest house of the United States of America.
Wow.
Anybody that that is considered to be a guest.
Wait, but you've been there, Mr. Yes, no, he's been there. He's been there. Let's not form as if you've been there. You've been in the playhouse. So
on the pages of newspapers.
because let's not try and you're a political ghost.
Political ghost.
Yeah. So let's not. You've lived.
But it's a welcome development because this is like a deviation from what we used to have.
And that's one question. Why is it taking so long for a Nigerian president to actually be in the guest house?
Why
is it is not just about
no, because they emphasize first Nigerian president. I read it why so long?
Why so long?
How many presidents have we had?
It is not every president of the world that gets into the
So why is it him?
Why is he?
Now it is really very, very significant and very, very important because coming from the United States of America, they say they want to improve on the relationship with Africa's largest economy. This is a country that understands that Nigeria has got very, very massive potential. And they believe that the first step is to build a solid relationship.
Are you sure that's the reason?
And you have a president that is riding on a popular mandate
right now.
This is the first time in the history
of Nigeria. We have a phone call. Hello, sir.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Now, you know the topic. Jump into it. Jump into it, yes. Hello, Lulu.
Good evening.
Good evening, yes.
Yeah, hello.
Now,
good evening.
My question to you is, what's your contribution to this topic?
Yeah, I actually have a diverse view concerning what you guys are discussing.
Okay.
There is a fact, Buhari is traveling to United States.
He's there.
United States will not release a fund for you or give you something without having something in return.
It's not just the United States of America.
The world. Me too.
Presently, United States is having something on ground.
Okay.
The legalization of homosexuals.
Okay.
Now, do you think United States will not put forward to Nigeria that, okay, before we can help you with funds, before we can help you get up for security, you guys are going to legalize homosexuality in your country? So that is actually a question we have to put on play, ask ourselves now. So we have to be very careful
with how we are
getting help from international societies now.
But Mr. Lulu, we are saying we respect the integrity of our president. We know he's a man of integrity, like our political juggernaut, and we think he won't bend. Thank you very much, sir.
I think it's a non-issue. We have to talk about the economy, we have to talk about security, we have to talk about, tracing stolen funds first before we start even discussing, the LGBT community. Remember that it is not even it's not like a law that is popular even in the United States of America. You have people who are still against it. Take, for example, you have Russia. Russia as a country,
they're against it.
Do not even want to consider it.
Don't go there.
Countries of the world. Now, we want something from the United States of America. It's not just America that, they want something in return. Every country does it. It's about interest. The Bretton Woods institutions, IMF, World Bank, they'll ask you for something before they give you something. But we are going to use our discretion. Are you saying you're not going to assist us in fighting insecurity if we do not accept, to legalize gay marriages in Nigeria?
Hold that thought. Hold it.
So, did you like what you just saw? I know you did. It's very simple. If you want to see more, just subscribe to our channel right now.